Unicorns and glitter and taxidermy critters are just some of the things they like. They also enjoy 80s hair bands, Grizzly Adams and John Goodman, so if you think that's weird, then you can take a hike. But the things they enjoy the most are making art and cracking jokes, so without further ado, here are your hosts. You've got your two artsy gals, Here are your two artsy gals.
Hey everybody, this is Katie.
And this is Lonnie.
And you're listening to Two Artsy Gals. Yay!
Oh God, it's been
so long.
It has been so long.
It's been so long.
It's been a busy summer.
It has been a fucking hugely busy summer.
Yeah.
And it's continuing to be a busy summer.
Yes.
This is like the busiest summer on record. For like a long time.
Yeah. I got married and stuff.
Lottie got married.
I'm a married lady now.
She's a married lady now.
Which doesn't feel
any different. Except for that now you have to do all the shit like change your name and
which I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep your but you still have to like register your like send your marriage shit in.
I know I'm anxious about the insurance stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm sure Scott looked into that before you guys got married, didn't he? And
kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's gonna be different.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Did it.
You did it. And we had drinks afterwards.
Yep.
It was fun.
I felt like I was really out of it, so I'm sorry. I was just like, what is happening right now?
No.
I
was just
really
got married.
Yeah, I was really.
It was weird.
It was very weird.
It was just
Yeah.
It was just,
I didn't know what I was doing, and yeah.
You looked overwhelmed.
Yeah.
That's okay to be overwhelmed on your wedding day.
Yeah, because you feel like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, there's probably expectations, or I don't know.
No.
Just weird.
You were supposed to be doing exactly what you did.
Just like, wow, dude. That's what I was doing. This guy married me.
You're funny. Your brother, I overheard a conversation between him and Kurt. It was so funny. He's like,
oh, no.
Sorry, Larry, throwing you under the bus. He's all, man, I'm so glad Lonnie married Scott. She used to have the shittiest fucking taste in men. Like, astoundingly shitty taste.
Yeah.
We're just all, Kurt's like all uncomfortable, like, oh, whoa, oh my.
Yeah. Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah.
It's true. I'll admit that.
I think he tossed back a few.
Yeah, my brother can drink sometimes.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Lonnie, you went all kinds of cool places on your honeymoon.
I did. It was fun. I don't even know how to start. I mean, every day was something different, and it was fun.
You guys were busy.
Yeah.
Were you just like, did you sleep for days when you got home?
I was pretty tired.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, but it was like such fun stuff that it gave us energy, So, like, the excitement of, oh, we're going to go see this thing kept us going.
I have At Midnight recorded, but I didn't see you on it, so.
Yeah, we're up in the front on one of them, and then
I must be, like, looking away when they show the pan to the audience or something.
Yeah, it's just for a tiny second you see us there.
You're going to have to watch it again, and not look down or not look away.
I know you don't usually pay attention to the audience. Yeah. It's just you looking at Chris or the
every time comedians. I've watched it twice and I've been like, damn, I didn't see a single audience member. So I must just be like, no, it's my chair. It must just be like looking down.
Yeah, that was really crazy fun.
Did you get to touch Chris Hardwick?
I gave him a high five. And
was
he
it
actually, we messed up
because
I was like clapping and then he was running by and doing the high fives and he accidentally hit the back of this hand and he's like, wait, no. And then he grabbed my other hand and gave me a proper high five.
Oh
and I was like, twice.
I got two.
Yeah.
Did you like fangirl out?
I just was in shock. Like this.
Is he as glorious in person as he is?
Yeah, it was weird. Between things, he seemed a little tired, and I can only imagine.
Oh my God, how many fucking jobs does that guy have?
He's so fucking busy. Yeah. So he was more like straight-faced than I expected, or just it was like he was resting between, like, during the commercial breaks. He was just kind of like, he'd let his face rest, and like you just looked more serious than I was expecting. But then I was like, well, yeah, I mean, he's a busy fucking dude, so he's trying to save all the energy he has, probably.
And he is so high energy.
Yeah.
In everything that he does.
I know,
he gets
and he's
so
laughing.
excited.
Yeah, it's so cute. He's so positive. I'm gonna
adorable.
miss that show.
I'm gonna miss that show too.
It was fun. I know. We'll see what they replace it with. I don't know. Jim Jeffries was freaking hilarious, and he really interacted with the audience, like during the commercial breaks, and he was so funny. That was fun. That was one of my favorite parts.
So who was on the ones that you were on? Who were the guests? I know Steve Agee was.
Yeah, and then Baron Vaughn. Oh shit, I'm bad with names.
I know, it's okay. And then the chick,
there was a chick. Yeah, and then the other one. Oh my god, brain fart. Chris D'Elia, who's a cutie pie. Oh my god. Fuck. I don't know. I can't. It's all a blur.
That's crazy. So I know you're not allowed to like say what happened until it airs. Oh, how was The Price is Right? And when is it going to air?
Fun. Not till October 20th. Can you believe that shit?
I'm going to have to set it up. I'm going to have to start recording The Price is Right.
I know.
Just deleting
I'll
them.
remind you.
Do.
Because, yeah, we're like, October 20th, what? Yeah, we didn't get called up there, so I can say at least that much. And I know, I was like...
I was really hoping you were going to get to lick Drew Carey for me.
I know, he was so nice. He was cute with the audience and joking around and kind of telling a little bit kind of dirty jokes between the commercial breaks, and it was really funny.
So do you think you got on camera? Whoa.
Yeah, they show the audience a lot.
They
on
do
the
in
show.
that show.
Yeah.
Because they're
and
like,
Scott
come
gotta
on
give,
down.
Yeah.
They're like panning around.
And I think Scott got to give one of the people a high five on their way down.
Oh, awesome.
Because he was on the aisle. and one, I think a couple of people we met in line while waiting got up there. So that was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. I was like, oh, yay. I was extra excited for them because I felt like, I kind of know them.
So is it just random, or do they meet? You meet with someone before, right?
Yeah, they take a group of people and they kind of do a little like, what's your name? What do you do? And blah, blah, blah. And I think they did, because I saw the producers come out while we were waiting and I think they talked to them before, but then they're like, don't tell anyone, because it was weird. It was kind of hard to hear when they called the names. And they would walk out with a poster board that had the name written on it.
You could see.
Yeah, but the people knew still right away when he said the name. Whoa! So I'm like, wait, maybe they knew before we walked in, because it was kind of like.
So they pick people out of the pool, they just kind of go through and pick you.
Yeah,
but
and they're
random.
like, yeah, they kind of, and I guess they say they're watching you while you're in line waiting, and they just want to see people that are enthusiastic,
super excitable.
Yeah. And what was funny is, one of the people that got picked, I thought it would be her husband, because he was really outgoing and kind of loud and joking with everybody. But then it was her, and I was like, that's funny. They probably were like, he's trying too hard or something, and she's more genuine, and I don't know. That's my guess, but I don't know how. It's weird, that feeling of vying for attention, please notice me.
Yeah, and I'm not great at that.
I'm not either.
As loud and obnoxious as I am unintentionally, I've never tried to be super loud. I just have a loud voice. I don't try to laugh loud. That's just my fucking laugh.
But then when they don't, it hurts.
Sad. You're like, what? I'm not cool enough for you?
At all the warm-ups for these shows, they would pick random people out of the audience and they would kind of win stuff like swag or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was just wanting that attention so bad, but then not getting it was this it was a weird bummer feeling.
What are you doing?
Are you looking for
over
art
here,
supplies?
Old man? He was licking that deer pelvis on my bookshelf.
Oh.
And he never pays attention to it. It's because you're here.
Oh.
So he's now being the naughty child, doing things to Thanks for the lick under the table. That was gross.
Aw.
The dog is so fucking beside himself that his BFF Lonnie is
Aw.
here.
He's so cute.
He's very happy to see you.
He's so cute. I don't want him to get old.
He's old. Sorry,
Hey,
bad news.
stop.
He's like gonna be 11.
Stop aging, doodle.
And he's going super blind. Hey, get out of the garbage, you little troll. Come on. Come on now. What a nerd. When I'm not recording, he comes in here and lays down behind my chair and goes to sleep. And
Yeah.
doesn't touch anything.
Yeah.
So, he's like a child. Man, is my elbow bleeding again right here?
I don't see anything.
I have this. Oh, wait, it's right there. There it is. I have this scab.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not a tattoo.
No, that's. Oh, well, it is hard to tell mixing with the tattoo. That's from. I made popcorn the other night. And you know when you put your test kernel in the oil?
Uh-huh.
I put like 3 in, and I thought I heard 3 pops, and went to lift the lid to put the popcorn in, and the third one popped, and it fucking hit my elbow and like burned me so bad it made a scab.
Holy shit.
And I keep forgetting that it's there and itching it. I was bleeding all over the place before you got here.
Oh
I
no.
was like talking to my mom on the phone, and I'm like, "Ow! What the fuck?" It hurt, and it did. It left like it didn't
Yeah.
even blister. It just made a scab.
Shit. You
It's
make
not good.
popcorn the dangerous way.
I do, but my air popper broke.
Oh.
So
Hey, I have an extra one. I should bring
my
it to
air
you.
popper is also dangerous, though. I don't know
Yeah,
about yours,
ours-
but they shoot hot fucking
Yeah.
kernels all over the place.
Yeah.
At the
it's
end
not
of
as
the-
efficient as I
No.
want it to be.
No, and the air popper that I had was an exact replica of the air popper that we had when I was a kid, and I bought it at a garage sale. And I'm pretty sure it was
Oh.
the same one. You know, the bottom half is yellow, the top half is white. It has like the yellow clear plastic.
Uh-huh. I think we
top.
had one of those too.
Yeah.
Did it have a little dish where you put your
Yep,
butter to
and-
melt
yep.
it?
A little dish where you put a little metal dish that sits in there, and the hot air melts the butter, and then it has a little flipper thing where you put the kernels in, and then you flip it, and it dumps it down inside.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
one,
we had one.
Like when it gets towards the end, I guess there are just the old maids, like the kernels that aren't going to pop, and it shoots fucking flaming hot.
yes.
And you have to be like, like with your head down, like duck and cover to go shut the machine off. It's crazy.
I don't know why that reminded me of when I was a kid and I decided to turn on our blender without putting the fucking top on.
How'd that go for you?
Well, the
Get in
blade
trouble?
flew off and I ducked.
Oh, there was nothing in it?
No, I just had the blade was just sitting on the fucking thing.
Oh my god.
I turned it on, the blade flew up.
You could have lost your eye.
I know, I ducked and it went across the kitchen and cut a cup in half of like one of my mom's mugs. I was
Did you
like,
get in trouble?
ah. I think I tried to hide. I think I tried to be sneaky and just pretend it never happened. Throw the cup away and put the thing back
I totally
on the
would have gone
blender.
that route. I would have just acted like nothing.
Yeah,
ever
just
happened.
like, oh, that was fucking scary. And just like, I'm going to pretend that never happened. My mom's going to kill me.
That's the best way to go about those things. Denial, denial, denial.
Kid brains are so dumb sometimes. Like, why did I think that? I want to see what happens. Oh, that's what happens.
Well, you learned what happens.
Don't do that.
My grandma had this little weird cactus that looked fuzzy and soft.
Oh, and you want to pet it.
And I wanted to touch it.
I know.
And I can remember my entire, like, me and my grandma going, don't fucking touch that. Don't touch that. And I have little juicy, little tiny kid hands. I
Yeah.
don't even think I was in kindergarten yet. I was really little. And finally, I got up the guts and had enough freedom, like there wasn't anyone right there, that I fucking reached out and petted that goddamn cactus.
Oh.
It was not fuzzy.
No.
It did not feel good. And my grandma and the
Those
little things
hurt.
are super fine and tiny. There were like little fiberglass slivers almost in my hand.
Yep.
My delicate little baby hands.
Oh.
And so I had to have that. And my grandma yelled at me the whole time she picked him out. I told you not to do that. Did it
and
anyway.
you're just like crying.
I've always been that kid, though.
Me too.
You can't tell me.
Curiosity
I
always
need
would
to-
get me.
Yep, I need to know.
And I knew that about myself too. I was like, I'm just a curious person.
I am.
Get over it.
Right?
Like, I just like owned
Like,
it.
I honestly thought that if you petted it a certain way,
That it
would
wouldn't
be
hurt.
soft and fuzzy,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't hurt. And I was wrong.
It was obviously the opposite way that you
Yes.
than what you did.
Don't even think that I did. Think about, well, maybe if I petted it in the opposite direction, but it hurt bad enough that I didn't do it.
Yeah, Yeah, those really hurt. The tiny little. Ooh.
They do.
Yeah,
They're
they
terrible.
sting like mofos.
Well, I went to my friend Cindy's.
Yes. You made
while
some
you
art
were
while
gone.
you were
we
there,
made
didn't
some
you?
art. We had some art party. It was fun. It was a relaxing
Oh yeah.
weekend. Like I left on a Wednesday. I didn't fucking do it. We just hung out. Although it was really funny because her sister visited from Ontario, Canada.
Oh, cool.
At the same time I was there. And so her sister Kay went through like hoops to arrive at the same day at the same time around the same time that I was going to, so that
One
Cindy
trip to the
wouldn't
airport.
have to go to the airport twice. So Kay flew from Ontario. She left early in the morning because that's on the East Coast
Yeah.
of Canada.
Yeah.
So she flew from Ontario to BC, from BC to Seattle, and from Seattle to where we were in California. And she fucking Cindy told her the wrong day.
Oh
So
no.
we had to go 2 days in a row anyway. She got there the day after me. So it was funny. Her sister's awesome. We had a really good time. We made some mugs.
I saw your.
We painted some mugs.
It's so cute.
I did this like I made little skull flowers, but on the bottom I drew a middle finger flipping the bird and then wrote "fuck you" because she has these really cool glaze pens.
Oh.
So they come in like it looks like a little Gorilla Glue container, like the little squeezy bottle.
Uh-huh.
But then you screw these little metal tips on, and then you can write cursive, or you can do fine line
Wow.
work, or
Oh
draw
my
on the
God.
mugs.
That's how she does her cool
Mhm.
designs. Oh my god.
So we played around with those, and then the next day we actually played with clay because I have this piece in my brain, like this art piece that I dreamed about it,
Oh wow.
and so she let me make the bases for them out of clay. They're like these, they're clay. They're kind of just like little pinch pots.
Oh yeah.
And they're kind of rough on purpose and kind of folded in places, but then I cut little holes in the side of them so that I can put light fixtures. You know the light fixtures that you pinch and then they clamp in.
Yeah.
Or just like clip in. I'm going to put those inside of them, but I'm going to make almost like balloons to go on top of them out of waxed linen, I think, or waxed some kind of
Ooh,
waxed fabric and
yeah.
attach them with copper wire. So there are going to be 3 of them of different sizes that light up.
Oh, that sounds
So,
beautiful.
I don't know. I just had this dream about them. So she let me make those, and we made pinch pots and just kind of fucked around. It was a really good time. We had a lot of fun.
That sounds
It
awesome.
was fun. We just relaxed, put my feet up, got really burnt swimming in her pool.
Nice.
That's what did it, was swimming in the
Oh
pool
yeah.
with
that'll...
cocktails.
Ooh, fun. That sounds fun.
Just cocktails alongside the pool, and then you don't realize. Plus, in San Juan Bautista, where her house is, she gets this like wind. It's not even a breeze. She gets afternoon wind that comes because the ocean is about 20 minutes from her house.
Ooh, yeah.
So she gets like wind, and it's cold wind, and her
Oh.
pool's not heated, so you don't feel the sun. Like,
yeah.
you don't feel yourself getting sunburned. And apparently, she has these little, like, like a boogie board kind of thing, paddle
Uh-huh.
boards in her pool. So I was swimming back and forth, just paddling, holding on to that. And apparently, I swim with a list because I got one butt cheek sunburn. Other one was under the water.
That's so funny.
But my left butt cheek, little crescent moon of sunburn right at the bottom of my
Oh,
butt cheek.
no. That's so funny.
I got in the shower. I didn't realize I was sunburned until I got in the
Oh,
shower.
and
And then
then
I was like,
Ouch.
what is happening? And then I was like, oh my God, my butt cheek. It's all just, but I got a tan.
Yeah, me
So the
too. So weird.
California sunshine cooks you differently than Oregon
Yeah.
sunshine because I don't tan normally. I
Just burn.
peel and
Yeah.
then I'm back to fish belly white. So, but we had a good time. We went to Daiso again. I love that place.
Yeah.
It's like the Japanese $1.50 store.
I got
but
some
it's
fun things from
$1.50
there.
unless otherwise marked.
Ah.
So there are more expensive things there. So I got August and Kurt a bunch of weird candy. They like the weird Japanese candy.
Yeah.
They got these. I got them these great mochi jellies, which are yucky, but they like them, so that's all
Oh.
that matters. They're super yucky. They're gritty.
Oh.
I don't like a gritty jelly.
No,
It's like a
that
sand jelly, and that's not a good dessert.
no.
It's not a good treat.
It makes my teeth kind of
It
hurt.
was kind of gross. They were just like, ew. But
We
yeah.
went to a fancy Japanese. It was like a Japanese IKEA in I think that was Melrose Or was that
Well,
Venice?
that sounds
Venice
cool.
Beach. Yeah, it was. It was pretty weird. It was very minimalist, very like to the extreme. But they had like clothes and bedding. It was
Weird.
really, yeah. There was a lot of hilarious, oh my God, these t-shirt shops in Melrose selling fucking concert shirts from like the 80s, but for like $240.
Yeah,
and there
fuck
was
that.
a Cramps shirt that was $1,000 fucking dollars.
So was it like obviously an original from
Yeah, I
the concert?
guess,
Like it would have
but
to be, not a
yeah.
reproduction.
some of them were worn really thin, like you could tell someone wore it a lot. Oh, hello.
This is the second time this has happened since
Like the phone never
I don't
rings
even-
until
I
you're
don't know who's
recording.
fucking calling me, but it's an 800 service, so it can't be good.
But that was weird to see a lot of overpriced t-shirts down there.
Well, then I don't feel so like crazy about the rat shirt that I saw at the Red Fox place over on Woodstock that was $85.
They must be from California.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not paying $85.
Yeah, because like,
Like rat was cool, but you know.
yeah, it was so
Although I
weird.
suppose if I just had money shooting out my ass, I would spend it on
Well, that's
stuff
what I
like
was
that.
thinking. I was like, well, these are perfectly worn, like old concert t-shirts. So if you want that look, you can just go buy it for like a bunch of money.
But you know what makes me annoyed?
What?
There are probably fucking teenage kids who weren't even born when the
Well,
cramps
I
were
know.
a thing.
Oh my
Like,
God.
Dropping $1,000 to wear that shit, and they don't even fucking know the life.
Nope, they don't even know.
Fucking jerks.
They've never even
They're
heard.
not punk rock.
I know.
They don't know
There was
things.
so much AC/DC stuff. I was
Oh,
like,
God.
oh, come on. All these kids, all these little Melrose girls cannot be into AC/DC.
I don't know. I
I
mean,
mean, maybe.
There's still like, I would say, popular music. Like there's still like people still know about AC/DC.
Yeah,
like they
that's
were
true.
popular enough that
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember when my son came to me, like he had discovered AC/DC like they were brand new, and I'm like, really, dude, you've been listening to AC/DC like since you were in the womb.
Yeah.
The biggest one was when he discovered Green Day.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, really?
I know. My
You
kid did
discovered
the same
Green
thing.
Day?
I know. Yeah. Like, okay.
He's older than I am. And I've been listening to them since well before you were born.
Yes.
So you did not discover Green Day.
No.
Also, they suck now. So sorry, Green Day. But I shouldn't say that. They just grew up and they're different. Their music is different, and I don't really identify with it anymore. I identify with their younger works. That is much better. I should have said it that way.
I was inspired by this one surf shop that had like, it was like sweats. So you probably put them on after you've been surfing,
Yeah.
you know?
Get out of the water, put
Yeah.
some sweats on.
And they were really fucking cute, like really nice French terry with different designs and like the stripes, like the 70s, you know, on the sweatshirts. And I was like, oh my God, I love these, but they were really expensive.
But we can make those.
I know. I was like, where can I get that fabric? Because I
Right?
was like, oh, I want to make those. Yeah, they were really cute.
And when I see anything 70s colors, I always think of you. That's your
I don't know. They
that's your
just-
wheelhouse.
I love
like, that's
them.
your jam.
I know. They were really cute. Like when you zip it up and the stripes, you know, go
The stripes
together.
match?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They were, yeah.
That's
So
a
that was
special kind of
inspiring.
stripe matching skill, BT dubs.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be
'Cause
kind of
zippers
tricky.
make the world a harder place.
Yeah. And there was this other fancy, like kind of almost a costume shop. It was very designer. That was kind of fun. Those places I could never afford like an $800 dress,
But
but
neat
it's
to look
really
at
fun
them.
to look at
Yeah.
it and touch it and be like, oh my God, this is crazy. They combined a whole bunch of shit and made this cool thing, like, and like holographic stuff and
And
like,
now that you sew, you can get
yeah,
these
I'm like,
ideas and go,
wow.
oh, hey, I could do
Hey,
that.
I know that was really fun, and thank you, Scott, for putting up with me in that. Like, I'm like, I know we're not going to buy anything here. I just want to look.
That's really funny.
I'm just looking. I'm just looking.
Just getting some ideas.
Yeah, because there was fun
Just
stuff down
ideas.
there.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's fun.
I like.
Maybe we
that.
can draw pictures of our adventures and color them in with markers.
Yay! That sounds fun.
Holy shit. I knew I said.
We talked a lot.
I
didn't
tweeted
we?
though yesterday. I'm like, dude, Lonnie and I haven't seen each other in like 3 weeks.
I know we're gonna ramble.
So prepare for a long intro. I
Yeah.
might cut some of that intro out.
Yeah.
But I probably won't because I keep saying that and then I never do. I didn't even fucking cut the part out where I got my bloody nose last week
Oh.
in the episode. I was
need
like,
to listen to that.
I was like, I'll cut that out. But then I didn't. So. Because it was fucking hot up here.
yeah.
And I was like, I didn't cut anything out. Pretty much I listened to it to make sure there wasn't anything terrible. And then I just slapped the fucking intro on and was like, fucking, that's good enough. It's hot.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit.
Seriously.
Dude,
Yeah.
we've had the worst heat wave.
Yeah. It's still going.
It's still going, but it's supposed to stop this weekend.
Oh, good.
Like, we're supposed to lower down to normal temperatures. It's
Good.
the worst.
Yeah. It is.
Like, I don't even know how many days in a row it's been over 90. This is unusual for Portland.
And the combination of the smoke is.
Oh, the smoke from BC. Guys,
Yeah.
I'm sorry that your forests are burning down,
And
but
I
take
guess
your
Eastern
fucking
Oregon
smoke
too.
back.
Or something?
Yeah, but it's all coming from north, like the
Yeah.
way our wind is blowing. And I have a sore throat. My eyes have been burning for days. I've had a headache for 5 fucking days because it's all this, like, it's hazy.
Yeah.
Wait, were
It's-
you back last Thursday?
No.
It was
The worst days I missed.
really awful.
Yeah. I saw
Thursday.
pictures and I was like, oh my God, I'm glad I'm
It was
here.
bad. I went to, so Casey and Dave rescued me
Yeah.
and took me over to their house because they have AC. Because that day it was like 106. It was the worst.
Gross.
It's so bad. And so I hung out at their house. Then we decided to go to a movie. So we went and saw Valerian. And when we came out of the theater, all of the smoke had just settled into the valley. And it was like smoke came in the door when we opened the door.
Oh my God.
And we're like, oh my God. When we went over the bridge to come over to my side of the river, you couldn't see the fucking water underneath the bridge.
Ooh,
Like, it was
wow.
that fucking smoky.
Yeah.
You could taste it, like, in your mouth.
Wow.
Then I came home and the house had been closed up all day and it was like 96 inside, but the smoke actually cooled it down outside. So it was like in
Weird.
the 80s outside, but I couldn't open the windows to cool it off inside because I would have just let all the fucking smoke in the house.
Ugh,
So it was gross.
that sounds horrible.
Hey, Lonnie, I am ready for fucking summer to be done.
Yeah,
I'm over this
It's getting
shit.
there.
It is. It's like apocalyptic summer bullshit.
Yeah. it is.
And now we might get nuked by South Korea.
God,
so.
that's been such a. I just am like, no. I keep thinking we should have a big get together of everybody that we know and like see them again and hug them because I don't know. I just have this feeling like it would be a bummer if we just like were gone and
we're
then.
incinerated and hadn't seen each other
Dang.
before it happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that you guys should have a big party at your house because
I
you
know.
got married.
I know. That's what I'm
I'm just
thinking.
saying, I keep trying to force all these
No, I want to do that too.
extrovert activities on you.
That's okay.
So yeah, we're talking about markers, and I thought it was a fun idea because there are so many different kinds of markers.
There are.
Because recently I was looking for markers.
Oh,
and I was going to
when
buy
you made the
some-
sign, or was it after that?
It was after that. I was looking for them for some. I don't remember what reason I needed them. I bought a cheap set though, and I was really disappointed in them. They suck, and because I think I got them at the dollar store, or maybe not
Oh.
even at the dollar store. I think I got them at like Fred Meyer, but they were like the fucking $5 ones. They're just like half of them were dry.
Yeah, they dry up
And I'm
after
like,
you've
well,
used them
these
for
are
2 seconds.
Garbage.
As soon as you take the
Like,
cap
what
off.
the fuck
I'm
was
like,
that about?
Bye.
Should have just spent the extra money on the Crayola markers. But there are many different kinds, and
Yeah.
many. I didn't actually think of some of the things that I use regularly as a marker, but technically they qualify as a marker. So I thought we would go down the different kinds of markers. But for the purposes of this podcast, I'm going to clarify that markers we're discussing are characterized by having their own ink supply inside the pen. You don't
Okay.
have to dip them or anything like that, and they have a felt tip, a hard felt tip. So like felt tip markers.
Okay, so does that include like the oil ones and the paint ones?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're gonna first washable markers. We'll go over the washable markers.
Okay.
And they're like your basic art markers, Crayola brand, the cheap shitty ones that are off-brand Crayola, the Rose Art brand, like those kind. They're made with they're water-based inks.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays they have real vibrant colors. They write on all porous surfaces like paper, wood. They don't work well on non-porous surfaces. Like if you're
Like
on
plastic.
plastic or glass, they'll wipe right off.
Mm-hmm.
They smear. You get them on your You get your forearms dirty when you're
Mhm.
coloring. And if you drip water on them, they
run.
get water drops or run. Or as we learned when we did the fucking women's march.
They melt and
they
rain.
fucking rain pretty colors on
Mhm.
you. So they're basically meant for, they're like a school supply, really.
Mhm.
They're meant for kids to use or students to use for school supplies.
Like, color
They're-
this graph.
Yeah, they're very often non-toxic for little
Mhm.
kids to use. And the highlight of my school shopping experience was getting a new package
Oh,
of fucking
yes.
markers. And well, see, my parents would make me
Oh my
use
God,
those
I would
motherfuckers
beg for the
again.
scented
So
ones.
I never got the scented
Oh,
ones.
I loved those.
They smelled so good.
Oh.
I had a teacher once though that didn't allow them in class. The smell made her sick. Would give her a headache. I never got that. We never got the expensive ones though. We never got the scented ones. We never got the brand name Crayola ones. We got the cheap ones. And I would use those motherfuckers up because I knew if there was a goddamn ounce of ink left in them, I would have to reuse them the next school year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so fucking excited when I went.
So did your mom
from-
like test all your markers or
Yeah.
something?
That's what I did to my kid. but-
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew that. So I think somewhere between, I think from 4th to 5th grade or 5th to 6th grade, we made the leap in school supply lists and we went from the fat markers to the fine tip markers.
Oh, yeah.
And I always wanted the fine tip markers, but that was not what was called for in our supply list. And I was so fucking excited the year that I got to get the fine tip markers.
But were you a little let down by their drying up so quickly?
No, because they didn't have any of the cheap ones, so we got the real Crayola ones.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I was a little let down with they're harder to fill a large area
yes.
with, but we were doing more boring shit like filling out bar graphs and
Yeah.
like whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then we get into high school, they want you to use colored pencils and not markers, and those are not as fun as markers.
No, they're not. I know.
No. But those are like, you can get, they come in fat, they come skinny, they come in the great big ones, they come with the scented. The scented were so good.
Oh, I love the
loved
scented ones.
The grape smell was always my favorite.
Yep.
Which is weird because I don't like grape flavoring,
Yeah.
but I loved the grape
Mm.
smell.
Or the mint. I think there
There's
was a mint.
There was a mint.
Yeah.
You're right. But it was disappointing because in some packs it was lime and in some packs it was mint. And it was always disappointing when it was the lime smell.
Yeah. Or the chocolate, wannabe chocolate.
Mhm.
Yeah. I loved those. Oh, I miss those.
They were so cool. I bought my son some of those.
Nice.
I kind of did that when he was little. I bought shit that my parents never let me
No,
have.
I know. And then they don't goddamn respect it the way you did. Like,
No.
my kid would never put the fucking caps back on, and I would be like,
I would have
I am
coveted
not
those like
giving
they were
you-
made of gold.
I know. I'm like, I'm not giving you any more markers if you cannot put the caps back on.
Then you give in and buy more markers.
I know, because I like them too.
Because
I understand.
markers.
I know.
So, oh yeah, and in this section, I kind of, just because they're a school supply, highlighters are kind of in that.
Highlighters are fun.
They're washable and they're
Mhm.
like, they're also a marker though. They're like,
yeah.
and they're just neon
Yeah.
and they're cool.
They are cool.
I like highlighters.
Do people make like fine art with those types of markers, you think?
I'm sure they can.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen. I'm going to have to look for examples.
There's a lady that
Oh.
sits on the corner by Powell's and does drawings
Nice.
with markers.
Cool.
And sells them for $5.
Wow.
It's art.
Yeah.
She's using the supplies she can afford.
Yeah. That's cool.
So then we move on to your permanent markers. And this
Ooh,
is shit
those
like
are
the Sharpies,
Mhm, the good
and-
stuff.
Marks a lot and Bic and the fat markers and that are permanent. They're very often stinky as fuck.
Uh-huh.
They smell like dizzy. Although I like the smell, but don't have the fucking markers because it gives you the dums.
Mm.
Big time.
That's not what happened to me.
Maybe. I don't know. But they're permanent because they use a different solvent. They use like a solvent that
I've actually always wondered about that. What is the magic?
It's just a different, like, so washable markers use a water-based solvent that is meant to wash away, and the permanent markers use they contain volatile organic compounds, which is not good for you.
Yeah,
but they add so that it evaporates and it dries, and it uses a solvent that's made like acrylic is usually their base, and they're made to stick to things. So, and they write as well as on paper and wood and all that. They will also write on stone and glass and plastic. Like, they're made to be permanent and it doesn't wash away. So they're more for, like, you know, permanently marking things. If you don't give your kid Sharpies, no good can come of it.
Oh, I have
made that mistake before too.
My kid got a hold of them a few times, but now my kid likes the Copic or Copic.
Oh, we're going to talk about those.
Okay, cool.
I can't fucking afford that shit.
I know, and they're amazing. I'm like, of course you have expensive taste in art supplies.
Of course,
because they are awesome.
They are. In this vein of permanent pens, I will also mention dry erase markers, because they're a permanent pen, but they're a special kind of permanent pen, because they have a different polymer that is made to not stick to surfaces. So they're just a little different formula, but they are fucking super stinky.
Yes, they are.
Dry erase markers, I can feel the brain damage happening when you open them up. But they're worth mentioning because they are also a marker, although I have never seen... I've seen some cool art done on dry erase boards.
Yeah.
My grandpa used to do my grandpa was the fire chief in the town that I grew up in, and he used to let us go play in the fire hall when we were little kids during the summer. And he always, before Monday night fire meetings, would often, because my grandpa was like an amateur, he used to draw comic strips and stuff.
Oh, fun.
So he used to draw crazy shit on the dry erase board.
Nice.
For like whatever they were talking about at the meeting that night. But it was dry erase. I used to be like, Grandpa, you're just going to erase that off?
I know, huh?
Like you should do it on paper. So then you have it forever. I just never got it. So I can't imagine those being like a really, like, unless it was an intentionally temporary installation.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them being really useful for artistic purposes.
I remember my kid watching those videos where they would tell a story and they would draw it out on a whiteboard as they were telling the story. And then, you know, erasing parts and drawing like, this is me doing that.
Yeah, that was a show too, like a TV show.
They probably did. Yeah,
I feel like that was a TV show because I feel like.
But those were kind of fun. They were very cute.
Yeah, they're neato. I'm sorry, I'm having an addiction to chapstick again. I can't fucking. I think it's because it's so hot. Is that
peppermint?
Yes, it's peppermint.
Nice.
I bought it like in the sale bin at Target. There was like, it's obviously left from the holidays. It was like a 4-pack.
Wow.
Of peppermint chapstick.
Ooh.
And I just can't stop.
No, it's good shit.
I'm just gonna go it all over my face. That was disgusting. My chapstick broke off on my lip because I was being silly. And I have a big blob. So we are going to talk now about alcohol ink markers. And I will say that I want to do a separate episode specifically about Copic markers because I have two friends that have taken the class, the certification class for Copic, and they are...
That's a thing?
Well, yeah, you go and you do like so it's like a weekend long class, and you learn all the techniques and you learn what all the pens do. Because they have 3 or 4 different kinds of pens, and that do different things. You can fucking airbrush with these motherfuckers.
Oh, they're so awesome.
But they, once you finish it, you are a certified Copic instructor. So you can then instruct with the Copic name, like, you know, like you can use the Copic name saying, I'll teach you about these markers. But they're a brand of alcohol ink markers. There are also many other brands there because Copic are kind of the gold standard.
Okay.
For the alcohol markers, they're very expensive. Like
God,
they're very fucking expensive. I don't have any. Do not own a single Copic marker. I can't fucking afford them. They're amazing.
Mhm.
I've played with them. My friend that does Stampin' It Up has Copic markers that she lets us use to like color in the stamp area. They're fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to have a set, but
We have a few, like every once in a while I'll let my kid get some if we have a coupon for Michael's
Mhm.
or whatever. If I can get them.
yeah, but she's like getting like individual markers.
Yeah.
Not like the marker sets are
the sets
fucking
are hundreds of dollars.
yeah, hundreds of dollars. So, but they have alcohol ink in them. It's basically the same thing as alcohol inks. We've done an episode on alcohol inks, but they're in a pen,
They're
a
so
felt
cool.
pen,
and
form.
they're refillable.
Most of the higher end brands are refillable,
Mhm.
and you can also replace the nibs. You can buy replacement. Almost all of them have like a chisel in and a fine tip end,
Mhm.
and they will color on anything. They color on
Yes.
paper, they color on glass, they color on plastic, and it makes a beautiful. They have beautiful colors, like beautiful colors.
Yeah, and they don't get the streaks and stuff.
Yeah, you don't get streaks in them.
Mhm.
Most of them come with a blending pen too, like with their clear ink that will let you do gradients and highlights. They're really, and these are what a lot of illustrators use these inks now
Mhm.
when they're inking. They're from inking comics to illustrations for books. They're using these. They're beautiful.
They are.
They're like an industry standard kind of tool now.
Yeah.
And they're amazing. Let's see, they have Spectrum Noir makes some that they're also really nice pens. They're just a little less expensive. But Blick has a store brand now
Oh.
that are pretty fucking good pens. I mean, I think that they're comparable probably, and they're not nearly as expensive.
Oh wow, and they're the alcohol inks as well.
Yeah, they are.
Cool.
I think everybody's kind of jumping on that. Also, you can buy pens. So Ranger makes a pen that you can fill with their Adirondack inks also.
Mm.
It's a little bit different, but it also is an alcohol ink pen. I have, the brand that I have is the Prism. I have a small basic set. I've had them for about 6 or 7 years. There's one that's starting to dry out, but I didn't get the cap on all the way. I thought that it snapped, but it didn't snap. So one side is dried out, but I think that I could probably revive it if I wanted to.
That's amazing.
There are ways to do it, but they're fucking super stinky. Like mine, like the Prism are really super stinky. Those are also pretty fucking expensive. I got those like every year. My mom gives me $50 for my birthday, and I go to Blick and blow it on art supplies.
Mm-hmm.
And that year I had a coupon for just the basic set. It's just the primaries, I think is what it is. You know, like the red, yellow, blue, green, orange, whatever. Just the basic set. I love them. And there is no streaking. But they are, like, that brand in particular is pretty stinky. The Copic don't smell.
Yeah, they don't really.
They don't have a smell hardly at all.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why the Prism actually smell that bad, but they are alcohol inks. The cool thing I like about a lot of the alcohol inks is a lot of them come with depending on which pen you're using, they come with a brush tip,
Mm-hmm.
which allows for like a little lighter hand in application.
Yeah.
So they're pretty fucking neat. They're amazing. And these are tools that illustrators have.
Mhm.
Like these
My
kind of
kid
pins.
has made some really cute kitties with them.
Aww.
So my kid picks out, like, it's so funny. My kid will pick out like grays and stuff for the markers. I'm like, those are very exciting colors. But then I see what he does with them, and I'm like, oh,
I mean, he has a
cool,
like a specific
like cat colors
thing in mind.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
very cute.
That's fun. They're really neat. I love it, and I do someday want. I mean, like, I would like to invest in some nicer alcohol ink pens, but I mean, I would like Copic pens to be.
Yeah,
tell
I
you the
mean,
truth.
like,
But I could
all
do like
the
the Blick
colors.
store brand too.
well,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I'm
put that
curious
on-
about that now.
Yeah.
I want to go see.
They have like a tester. Like if you go to Blick, I discovered it the last time I was down. I went down there because I had to get watercolors like last month, maybe. I don't
Mhm.
know. Which I found out that the streetcar dumps you off right there.
Oh, nice.
So I didn't know that. It's like, and so I can take the 12 downtown, walk up to the streetcar, stop a couple blocks, and then get dumped off. right
Awesome.
there, and then do the opposite to get home. It was cool. But they have they have sample pens out that you can draw with, and the little weird pieces of paper that's stuck to the thing.
Yeah.
So they're pretty cool. I didn't know that they had them.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed by them. They do not have sample Copic markers out though, because they're very fucking expensive.
Yeah. Just trust that it's gonna work.
Yeah. It's crazy. So let's see. And they're considered, so you have your alcohol ink markers, and then you have drawing markers specifically for doing line work or for
my
doing
kids into those too.
Well, my favorite fucking brand are it's Sakura Pigma microns. They're I also actually really like the Castle Fiber or Fiber Castle. What the fuck is that brand? Yeah. Or Faber Castle has.
Yeah, I've always wondered how to say that.
They have a brand too that I really really like. So, but
those Micron ones,
they're nice though, and they're pretty affordable.
Yeah,
really.
they are.
They're not that expensive, especially if you buy them one at a time.
Begged for those every time we go to the craft store. It's like,
they're
Mom.
nice.
I'm like,
and they are a felt pen. They have the same ink supply, but they have a harder tip. They're not a softer felt pen. They have a really really hard,
very fine
felt tip, and they're very fine, and they come in different sizes, like from very like hairline to a little bit fatter. But those are they're really nice, and they're for doing line work. I like to use those when I'm doing illustrations and I've sketched something in pencil. I then go over it in that, and I oftentimes color in first with my markers, and then I line over it.
Yeah, it looks good
so
like
that it makes it like, and then if you make a little flub, then you can then you have a solid line over it. So and I fucking love those things. Like I have a bunch. I have a set now. I need to get new ones because some of them are dried out, but I've had them for years.
Do you have to worry about smearing, like if you colored second over
I
your
don't
lines?
think so. Well, not
they're permanent,
if you're
right?
using permanent markers, or if you're using alcohol ink, that's not going to smear.
Yeah.
But, ouch! I got an itchy leg.
I have an itchy sunburn.
I've got another fucking bug bite on my leg. I got to fucking vacuum my bedroom. I think we're having I think it's so hot, all the spiders are coming in the house.
Oh no!
We're like, fuck it outside. It's too goddamn hot.
Yeah.
I feel you, spiders. Just stay out of my bed.
Yeah.
And then brush pens. So brush pens, you can just get pens with a brush tip.
Okay.
And they're and actually Sakura Pigma why can't I fucking talk right now?
Sakura.
I just said that name like fucking 5 minutes ago. Pigma. They also make a brush tip pen that I really really like.
And it's an alcohol ink one?
No, it's a permanent. It's a permanent pen though, and it's like a nice brush tip, which again allows you to make like a lighter application of color and a more wispy application of color. They also use them with doing a little bit of calligraphy and stuff like that, which I really want to be better at.
I know this is
I've
off
tried
subject.
To teach myself. I think I need to take a class.
This is kind of on subject. I saw a thing that I almost bought down there. It was a pad and this pen that you just put water in. It was a brush tip pen, and then it makes black lines on this pad, but then when it dries they go away. But it's just a way to practice your brush calligraphy. It was really cool.
That's cool.
And it was only like $40. I almost tried to talk him into it. Well, they had a small one that was like 10, and then the big like paper size one, but it was so awesome. I was like, oh my gosh, you can just like do whatever, amazing. And then you wait for it to dry, and
then it just goes away, and it's like a special pad of paper too. Yeah,
it's just this pad that you reuse over and over.
That's
again.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I have to look for that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but it was.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I liked it.
Well, totally off topic, but
it'd be a great way to practice.
It would.
Yeah.
When I was at my friend Cindy's, her friend Margie is really into watercolor, and I love Margie. Margie's awesome. And we were talking about watercolor, and she showed me. I wish I would have known about these before we did our travel art kit.
Oh.
Because now I took a picture of them. She had these travel brushes that were you just screwed a cap on, like screwed the lid on them, and they were like contained within their little lid, and then you could just take the lid off, unscrew the lid, and paint with them, rinse the brushes back out. They were really nice brushes too.
Wow.
Let me see. Trying to find him. Oh, well, then it'll be after that. Well, maybe I deleted the picture. Oh, nope, here it is. Da Vinci. Oh, of course, Da Vinci brand. Pure Kolinsky. They're brushes. I didn't get a picture of the whole brush, but they're
wow.
really, there's just like a little case of these brushes that are travel brushes, and they were amazing because she was the one that showed me. I just said it right over there. The brush that fills with water.
Oh, yeah. My kid loves these too.
Yeah, but they're not always. I mean, they're okay, but they're not a nice paintbrush.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that, and they're really nice. Here's a funny picture from. I was drunk and making pies for the party.
That's awesome.
But I made an awesome fucking pie. I made
It
peach
looks
pie,
like-
guys.
Oh my god, that sounds so good. Katie in the pool.
I know, we had fun.
That's the best.
I don't know what I was doing with my hands there. I was pretty drunk. We drank a lot.
It looks like you had so much fun.
We did have so much fun. This is my friend Marcelo.
Aww.
So anyway, back to our marker discussion. But yeah, I wish I would have known about those fucking paintbrushes before we did the travel kit, because they would be perfect for.
So wait, do you put water in there or
Nope, they're
paint,
just regular
or
brushes
they're
that you
just-
just use to
Oh, okay.
paint. So yeah, and then we have fabric markers.
Ooh.
And I did not know when researching this. So I knew that, like, laundry markers, Sharpie makes a laundry marker for writing on fabric.
Mhm.
Your mom writes your fucking name on your undershorts before
yeah.
you go to fucking camp, and on your clothes so that some weirdo doesn't take your clothes
Yeah.
when you're gone. So I always my brothers, I didn't, but my brothers always came home with somebody else's underpants in their fucking bags. I don't know. I think that little boys were just so messy. They just at the end of camp just grabbed shit and threw it in their duffel bag. So I would just burn the underpants, because those little fuckers don't shower the whole week.
Yeah. We were walking back from the beach and these people in front of us had dropped something, and I was like, I was gonna try to say, hey, you dropped something, and like catch up to them, and I was gonna pick it up for them, but it was their underwear. So I was like,
sorry about your luck,
no,
peeps.
yeah,
Lost your underpants.
Yeah. Why did you have your I don't know, but yeah, I guess if you change into your swimsuit,
Yeah, and then
they'll
you just
probably
wear
be
your swimsuit
bummed when they
off
go
the
to
beach.
change and they're like, oh, where's my underwear?
Nah, they can just go with that. Unless they're wearing a dress, then that would suck.
Yeah, that's
I don't leave the house. Well, like, sometimes I wear dresses without underpants, but I don't go out of the house without underpants
Yeah.
when I'm wearing a dress. Because,
you never know what might happen.
and I don't need to mark my underpants anymore with my name. With a
Yeah,
marker.
yeah.
They make all different kinds now. There are fabric dye markers. There are fabric paint markers. Yasimoto Fabric Mate Dye Ink Masters markers look really fucking cool, and I kind of want to try them.
That sounds
So
amazing.
you can draw on your t-shirts or draw on fabric that you're going to use to sew something. Like, they're pretty amazing. And the cool thing about fabric markers, I think, is that they're formulated so that when you write on fabric, they don't bleed out.
Okay, I was wondering.
into-
Yeah,
Because if you did that with, like, a washable marker,
yeah,
A, it would wash out, but B, they tend to bleed more.
yeah.
But these are dyes and not inks, and that is a
That is cool.
differentiator, is that they're a dye.
I wonder if they
not an
bleed a
ink.
little bit,
Probably depending upon the
Yeah.
fabric, they might bleed a little bit.
but that would look
But-
kind of cool, like as part of the. I don't know.
Yeah. No, they're really neat, and I actually want to I want to mess around with those a little
Yeah.
bit, because I was looking on Marvy fabric markers are also a good brand. Crayola does make a fabric marker for kids to
Yeah.
use on, like,
On
they
your
sell those little
t-shirts.
bears and like stuffed animals too that are made for kids to draw on and color in. So
yeah.
So they do that. And then paint markers. And paint markers are filled with paint.
Oh,
They're a paint, and they're fucking cool. So I
actually saw some
actually,
fancy ones last night that were expensive.
well, the first one that I remember, I got that Crink one when I was doing the art snacks
Oh
that
yeah.
month, and I was like, this is great. And Crink are a little bit different because it has a big, it's like a ball tip in there, but it's a
Oh,
big
wow.
fat one. It's right there sticking out of if you want to look at it.
Okay.
It's the black one sticking out the corner of my cart.
Sorry.
Yep. And that one you squeeze, you push the little thing at the end of it, and it pumps paint
Wow.
into it, and it has a little ball in there that you shake it up to get the paint to go. But I hope that hasn't dried out. I've had it for a really long time.
Uh-oh.
It may be dry. I don't even think. Let me see if I've got a piece of paper to. Here. Nope, I can't use that. I don't know. I don't have paper. Here. See if it'll work. Yeah, it's probably dried out.
Yeah.
And I, which I'm going to talk in a minute. Well, nope, there it goes. It's really thick, but
Oh my gosh,
there
that's
it goes.
cool.
Yeah, it's a. Oh, there.
Ooh.
It's very smooth.
Wow.
But they make paint markers like that. They make paint markers with brushes in them. They make markers that you can fill with acrylic paint. It's all. I mean, they make also oil markers and stuff, but more often, she's writing Katie is something.
Awesome.
Oh, I was like, see, now if my husband or my son had been writing that, they would have wrote something rude. I was like, what's she saying about me? Stop it. My favorite paint markers, though, I used to have some, I don't have anymore, and I need a whole set, are the Liquitex brand paint markers, and they're fucking
Ooh.
awesome.
Yeah.
They're full of all the colors. They're artist quality pigments, and they
Wow.
are fucking amazing. You can write on a canvas with them.
Nice.
They're so cool, and they are so smooth. And they usually have a big fat chisel tip and then a brushier tip. And you can replace the tips, and you can refill the pens, and they're fucking amazeballs.
Wow.
And they come in all the colors, and I want them all.
My kid was eyeing the Posca ones, or Posco,
I've not heard of that
but
brand.
they're water based, so it's acrylic,
Mhm.
an acrylic
So are the Liquitex ones.
paint pen, and they looked so fun. But yeah, they were so expensive. I was like, sorry.
Have a look at the
Liquitex.
Liquitex ones.
Okay.
They're a little bit more affordable. They're an investment, but
Yeah.
they're a little bit more affordable. They're amazing. They also have samples of those out at Blick.
Ooh.
We need to just go on a Blick date.
Yeah.
Because I haven't.
And play with all the stuff.
We do. I love that. I get a little out of hand at Blick sometimes when I'm there with friends. I get excitable.
I know I saw one in California and I almost stopped, but I didn't. It was a big Blick store down there.
That is amazing.
I was like,
we're lucky enough to have one in Portland.
Yeah.
So
I was like, oh, we got one of those at home. It's okay. I can drive past
we
it.
have more than one too, because there's the Beaverton location and the downtown location. So
because we're awesome.
we are. Well, they took over Art Media, and Art Media was the best store in the whole wide world. Art Media
yeah.
sold to them though because they wanted to fucking retire.
Yeah.
So I guess that's okay. Woo, that pen. That's
Oh yeah.
smelly.
Whoops.
So now that we've talked about all these and we've been recording for almost an hour, I thought we should talk about how to care for your markers.
Put the caps back on.
Well, put the fucking caps back on first and foremost. God, kids, you're killing us.
I know. Please.
Put the fucking lid on your marker.
Yeah.
For real. I can just now, I'm replaying in my head going through August markers every year before school started and writing to see which ones worked and which ones didn't work.
Yeah.
August had these cool markers when he was a little kid, and I don't know if they still make them. They were stamp markers. So the end was like a stamp. They were Crayola markers.
Yep.
And they had the alphabet, and then they had like little characters, I think, too.
Like a smiley face.
Smileys and little star shape.
Yep.
And then you could buy different sets that were different shapes. He had a lot of those.
I remember those.
Those were cool.
And I remember trying to show my kid like a million times, look, there's this place on the end that holds your cap.
Yes.
So you just put your cap there, and then when you're done, you just put it back on. Like, it was such a thing in my house. Like, please put the cap
Just
back
put
on.
the cap back on. August was actually pretty good about that, I have to say.
That's awesome.
He was a very particular kid, though. Like, having a weird Virgo. When you tried to color with him, you were only allowed to color in the way that he thought that you should be coloring, too. Also. Just know that. It was kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, so most high-end markers, like I was saying, the Copic and the Liquitex are refillable. So that's good to know. But you almost know the Copic, they say you don't have to. You can store them either way. But I know that the Faber-Castell brand, I bought some of those, the fine line drawing markers, and they dried out almost immediately. And they sent me a new pack, but those are all supposed to be stored on their side.
Oh.
You do not. So I know that like the inclination is to store your pens in like a cup.
Yeah.
Or a container on end, but they are supposed to be stored horizontally, laying down.
Okay.
So that's why I have like that little red basket that I keep my pins in. It's like I stole it from my mom. They're like you get French fries in those old plastic baskets, the oval plastic baskets in the diners. I have a couple of those, and that's what I store all my pens in.
That makes sense.
Copic and other brands make, like, of course they have fucking racks and shelves and cases, but they're all made so that you can slide your pens in and they can lay horizontally. And part of that is because the double-ended pens, you want it to stay, you don't want it to go to one end or the other, you want it to stay level. But also when you're storing them on end, even if you're storing them face down or like point down, it makes all of the ink disperse to one spot in that felt thing in the middle that holds the ink, and then they run out easier.
Okay.
So store them on their sides. Your pens will last longer and you will thank me for it, for real. And again, they like you can replace the tips on most pens, but if you need to, sometimes the finer point tip, like the ones that look like a brush tip, they get a little pilly and fuzzy on the end after use for a long time, and you can take like a little tiny pair of scissors like that, like eyebrow scissors or the nose hair scissors, just very gently clip the fuzzy end off. Like, you don't want to change the shape of it. You just want to very finely, even maybe using a magnifying glass, just to work the end of it and get that little weird pilly bally spot off the end, and it will make them, because you know how sometimes when you're coloring and you get like the weird draggy end that makes a line where you don't want a line. That'll really piss me off. That happens a lot with like the cheaper washable like Crayola markers and stuff, especially because I think when kids are using them, they often, the inclination is to press too fucking hard. And use them. So let me see. And you should always follow your manufacturer's directions when replacing the nibs and stuff like that. So if you get cross-contamination, which I fucking hate, and my kid was the worst about this. When you've been coloring and then you color over another color and you pick up the other color, all you have to do is just write on a clean piece of paper until the ucky color gets out of it. You can kind of bring some of the cheaper pens back to life after they've dried out a little bit. You can hold it, don't submerge the whole thing, but let the felt tip absorb some warm water. Warm water works better just because the ink reacts to it more quickly. But just hold it in the water until the ink freely flows into the water from the end of it. And then you want to let it set on a towel to dry so that like that excess water can drip out. And that may give you a little bit more life on your pen. So there you go. That's it.
I know we're almost done, but there's also those watercolor pens. Have you played with
those? Did I
those?
miss watercolor pens?
That they blend and stuff. I guess they would be with the water based, but they're like brush tips more.
Yeah.
And you can like, and they come with a blending pen. I should have
talked a little bit more about those when I talked about the brush tips.
But my kid likes those too. But they're not permanent, which is kind of a bummer. But you can make really beautiful illustrations with them. Yeah,
and I think that they're a little bit more controlled than watercolor itself.
Yeah.
So it's not drippy, it's not runny.
Cool tutorials on YouTube of how to color with them, and you can, like, if you're just doing an adult coloring book or something, but you can make it really beautiful and shaded with these,
and then it just like, dries and like watercolor, and then but you don't have all the water that like sometimes wrinkles the paper in coloring books. I used to hate that when you were a little kid and like you would get the coloring book that came with the little thing of watercolors, like the cake. watercolor, or I mean
Oh,
water
I loved
paints on the
those.
side.
That was such
but
a
then
treat.
you would paint them and the page would get wrinkly because water, and it wasn't watercolor paper in the coloring book.
Yeah, or like the ones that was you just use a brush with water and it would turn the little
I
dots into.
Fucking loved those.
I loved those too, and those would get so
much.
wrinkly.
They would get totally wrinkled.
Yeah, but
my
were
mom used to
so
iron them
fun.
for me though. I didn't know.
Aw.
That's how I learned you could iron paper.
Oh yeah.
Because my mom would iron them out. But I fucking loved
I
those. As a
loved
matter of
those
fact, do they
too.
still make those? I kind of want one.
I don't know. It was something
Now
so
I'm having
satisfying.
this like a weird urge to indulge
because it would be
my
like
inner
these
child.
weird colored dots, and then you wouldn't know, and then the
Yeah.
color would come out so pretty.
It
and you're
would.
like,
Oh my god, I forgot
"Ooh,
all
it's a blue
about
green."
those.
Yeah, those were fun.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love.
And it was funny because there was supposed to be no mess, but you could still make
No,
a
you
mess
could
with
still-
them.
I
If you get enough water on
I
there,
can make a
you can
fucking
make a mess with
Oh,
them.
yeah. That's funny. We had this store when I was a little kid in Tillamook called Coronet, like the Horn of Plenty, a Coronet.
Ooh, yes.
And they had everything in that fucking store. And we went there. Now it's an O'Reilly's or something like. Oh no, I think it's a sporting goods store and an O'Reilly's in the same building. But they had fabric, they had art stuff. That's where I always got those coloring books, though, the watercolor coloring books.
Yeah.
And the I think Thriftway had them too, and McGregor's. But that Coronet was like, you would go there, they were inexpensive, and that's also where we got our Halloween costumes.
Oh,
and all
see,
kinds
I
of
remember
crazy.
a store like that too in Camas that was like, yeah, and there
It was
was
just
fabric and
full of
everything,
all kinds of
yeah.
shit. I miss stores like that.
Yeah.
God damn it.
They had a certain smell.
They
that
did
I
have
always-
a weird smell, like
Yeah.
not necessarily
Like a
a good
grandma
smell,
house
like a
smell.
grandma house smell. You're right.
That's what when I walked into the At Midnight studio, it smelled like my grandparents' house. I was like,
Really?
that was not what I was expecting.
I would expect it to smell all fresh and technical.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was expecting too.
But
But
you have to think those
it was
studios
an old studio.
have had so many things filmed in them. Like those
Mhm.
are old fucking buildings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like who knows? Johnny
I Love
Carson
Lucy
probably
was
farted
filmed
in
there.
there. Desi Arnaz farted
yeah,
in there. Then
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I was smelling.
Desi Arnaz's ghost farts.
Totally. It was so weird.
Desi Arnaz's ghost farts. That was good.
I'm haunted now.
You're haunted by ghost fart.
My sinuses are.
Full of fart. I made a curry the other night that was
Yeah.
fucking delicious. I made it in my crock pot. I just poured some shit in there. I put
Yum.
beef in
oh,
there.
yeah, you talked about that, didn't you?
Beef and carrots and potatoes and onions and like green bell pepper. And then I just poured like 2 cans of coconut milk in there and just I mixed the curry in the coconut milk, like a fuck ton of curry, like yellow
yum.
curry and
Mhm.
some cumin and what else did I put? Some garlic and turmeric root. I ground up some fresh turmeric root and put in
Ooh.
there. And then I just mixed it all in and I fucking slapped the lid on and let it
Must've been
cook
the
all
prettiest
goddamn
color.
day. It was so delicious. But man,
there.
there were some bad things happening in our house that night.
I just did that to myself with a kale salad the other night.
Ooh, kale gives you an interesting gas too.
It does. It's not good.
No, you're like, wow,
I'm like, I need to be alone.
I need to eat more fiber. Like, wow, this is.
Yeah.
I gotta leave where I was sitting because I have to step away from myself.
Yes. I know. In fact, we were walking down the sidewalk and I had to stop and fart. And I was like, and Scott was standing there. I was like, no, keep going. I will catch up to you. He didn't get it. I was like, I don't.
All right, I'll just let you bask
Yeah,
in my fart.
fine. If you really want
Look,
to
you're
smell it.
newlyweds. He loves you
know.
so much that he can just
Just
deal.
doesn't care. Yeah.
So weird. I was talking the other day thinking about a time when I used to hold my farts in front of Kurt. And now you're just like,
Yeah, like,
whatever.
you can leave the room if you want.
Except
right?
for his farts make me angry.
Or he can
because
leave
his
the
are
room.
super gross.
Yeah.
Like my farts
Mine are the
never
gross ones.
gross like that.
Oh, you're so lucky.
I mean, like once when I eat curry, I have
Yeah.
curry farts. Like that's a specific thing, though. But like,
The onions and the garlic and stuff.
and
Ooh.
but man, something's wrong with my husband. He makes bad smells. His sister too, though. His sister's got the same thing. I think it's because they're gingers.
It's a thing.
They have special ginger farts.
and
are
they don't
very
smell like
upsetting.
candy.
No, they don't. They smell like dead things. Things that are dying.
Oh no.
Something crawled up their butts and died for real.
Oh my gosh, the fancy part of Venice, the fancy shopping part smells so good. All the stores,
Do they pump in
I
like
don't know, like fancy perfumes, but like nice. Like I was like, oh my God, this place smells so good. It must have been all the people, the fancy people. I don't know.
maybe?
But it smelled
I could
really
see them
good.
pumping in like in their air system, like some kind of.
It was so, yeah. And,
Nice
and parts of it you
smell.
could tell were like herbal scents and like stuff. But everywhere I
Hmm.
went, I was like, this place smells so
Doesn't
good.
stink at all.
No, it was weird. It was so weird. I was like,
That's
wow,
one thing
fancy
Portland
people.
doesn't have.
no,
You
I
can
know.
go to Nordstrom's downtown, but man, you're gonna smell some piss on the way through the
Yeah.
door.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Bum piss.
Oh my gosh, I peed twice on Sunset Strip. Shh.
Where did you pee?
I hid behind a car one time, and then I hid behind some trees the other
Lonnie,
time.
don't they have public restrooms?
Well, we just left.
Aren't you so lucky you didn't get caught?
I know,
They'll
how
give you a ticket for that
embarrassing.
shit.
I know. It was like one of those times. I don't know if you've where it hits you
And
instantly.
you have to like you're gonna
you
pee your
can't
pants.
even walk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I just confessed that, but I left my mark twice.
And it doesn't rain there very often, so your mark's gonna be there for a
Ew.
long time.
Luckily, I drink a lot of water, so hopefully it's not.
Did you eat asparagus?
No.
Good.
Yeah, so hopefully it's okay. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, California. Lonnie's a piss vandal.
I know. I don't drink often enough, so when I do, it's just like a
Oh, were you
mess.
drinking booze?
Yeah.
Oh, then you really, because you kind of gotta pee.
Yep. Okay, sorry. I'm rambling on again.
No, that's okay. And I'm just gonna say we have our Patreon.
Yeah.
We have 0 patrons so far,
Aw.
but we realize it's kind of sporadic this summer. We're really
Mhm.
busy. We've got a lot fucking going on. There's not gonna be an episode next week, but the week after we're gonna record an episode about the pour painting, like
Oh, yeah.
dumping paint all over canvases. We've been getting a lot of videos about that posted in the Facebook group.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just guessing that you people want to hear about it.
Yeah,
So we're going to
it
do an
is
episode about that.
interesting.
And speaking of the Facebook group, join it. It's fun.
Yeah.
And we share lots of art stuff. It's 2 artsy gals making cool shit, yo, on Facebook. Just ask. I'll add you almost instantly because,
Yay.
I have no life.
Oh, come on now.
I hover on my phone all day long.
Yeah.
I've realized I need to fucking cut that shit out. I'm like,
You still get a lot done, though. You make a lot of shit, so.
yeah, but not lately.
Really?
My housework suffers for it. You saw my fucking kitchen when you
Oh,
walked up here.
no.
Dude, the reason my kitchen smells like curry is because I have not watched the pot that I made my curry in last week.
Oh, no.
It's still on my counter,
Wow.
dried up, smelling like fucking curry. So I got to do some dishes.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah, I'll just soak it in some water.
There
It's
you
a
go.
ceramic thing,
Oh,
so it comes
okay.
off pretty easily.
That's good.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm getting used to new medication, so I'm just
Oh,
blah.
yeah. No, yep, it's true. It's weird at first.
So there's that. But the Patreon, we have some fun rewards, you guys.
Yes.
And we need your help keeping this podcast going.
Yes, help us.
Kind of feeling a little discouraged about it, but we kind of need to start making a little bit of money off of this, like just so it pays for itself. If we're going
Yeah.
to keep it going at the pace that we have been having it at, like if you
Yeah.
guys love this podcast and you want to have a weekly podcast continue like this, then we need some patrons, man, and you can support us for as much as $1 a month. And we have some fun. Basically, we're rewarding you with exclusive content.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
we'll be recording, I think at the $10 level is when you start getting, like, you'll get, every time we have an episode, you're going to get your own little, like, an exclusive episode where we talk about a product or we talk about we recorded a couple, but only one recorded because we had some
That's
brain
right.
farts, and I don't even remember which one it was.
I don't either.
I can't stop touching this because it feels all bumpy.
I was wondering if
It's raised.
Ooh.
But yeah, so, and then if at the $20 a month level, you'll get a monthly video tutorial from us too. So, if you don't want to support us, also I've decided I'm going to quit doing the intro things like I do because I think people
Oh.
just skip past them and
Okay.
not a lot of information is getting out. So, yeah, I guess we have to give that information again. We have to start doing that. If you guys want to email us at 2artsygals@gmail.com.
Yeah,
We want to see pictures of what you do.
we like it.
We do. And you can also call us. Where's the number? You would think I say that every fucking week I would have it memorized, but I still don't. It's 503-395-7190.
Yeah.
Leave us a message on our voicemail. If you don't want to support us monthly on Patreon, you can do a one-time donation through the website, tourcgals.com, and click on the donate button, and you can do it through PayPal, which is easy. You can also get us something awesome from our wish list, our Amazon wish list, through the website also. But if you don't have the ability to support us monetarily, we get that.
Yes.
We totally do, and you can support us in other ways. You can rate and review us on iTunes.
Yes.
That's a huge deal. It helps us a lot. It really does. It's kind of a pain in the ass to log into iTunes, I know, but just go log in and just give us some stars and say a nice thing. You don't have to say much. You don't have to write a big gushy thing. You can just say, here's your review. We don't care.
Yeah.
You can even say fuck off, but I don't think they'd let you do that. But yeah, just give us a review, and that helps us come up higher in the search results so people find us easier.
Yeah.
And tell everybody about us.
Yes.
Tell people, share about us. And again, we're on all the social medias that are applicable as tourcgals.com. So Instagram, Twitter, whatever. So anyway, no episode next week. The week after, though, we will be back talking about pore painting. Not painting your facial pores. There's got to be a better way for that.
Or like a poor person painting.
Not POOR. But like pouring paint on a canvas. You guys have been asking for it, so we're going to do it. Anyway, until then, go wait, what is we've been so long since we recorded, I forgot. Make some cool shit, yo!
Do it now!
Holy shit,
before you forget.
Yeah, don't.
Good morning, Katie. This is your friend. I'm recording on the new Tascam. I'm trying to figure out what the buttons do, but every once in a while I take a break to poo.